All right. Hello and welcome, everyone. There's already a few of you already jumped on. And yeah, we got Cindy in the house. Hey, Cindy from Ohio. Hello, hello. And then STF from New Jersey. Welcome to Watercolor Wednesday. And oh, here we go, General. Good evening from Southern Indiana. Hey, how's it going? I'm glad you made it. Um, Thanks for joining me at the new time. So, a few things have changed with my schedule. Now that I have this amazing new studio down in here in San Diego, in Balboa Park, what's going on is that I have to have it open from 11 to 4. And so I hope this works out for you. If you're catching this on the replay, that works as well. So I just got back from Maryland, which I had an amazing visit. Every 6 months, I'm out in the East Coast, and so I'm going to share today some of those amazing paintings that I did and some new stuff. I've already been going to town on a whole new series and body of work that I think you're going to really enjoy. And then I've got, if we have time today, I've got some really cool stuff to show you. Um, Today I was having fun with some barns and some people, and it's always good to like practice. And whoever else is on here, hey, I'm seeing more people on here. Slap in the chat, smash the like button, and hit share so other people know about the channel. So I went to Maryland, specifically Hagerstown. So I fly into Baltimore. I had the wonderful opportunity to go to DC and see the monument. First time seeing the monument. Wow! So I definitely will be painting some stuff from DC here really soon. Super stoked with the stuff that I was able to like photograph and whatnot. And so then I made it over to Maryland, like in Pennsylvania, where I taught for a week plein air. Some people were doing watercolor, some people they work in other mediums. So it's always helpful to even take a workshop, like a plein air workshop, but it's not specifically geared to any medium. And I do those regularly, where I go to a city, and it's kind of like bringing everybody together. That is like not necessarily watercolor, but they want to like get some understanding what it's like to go outside and paint. But with that said, I'm gonna show you, and yeah, throw in the chat if you have any questions, and I will post them along the way. All right, bum, bum, bum. And I'll be right back. I'm gonna switch these two cameras. Do. Thank you for your patience. I've got to turn off the virtual background first, and then switch my camera. Do. I hope you all are doing super amazing. It's uh it's been a good time recently, just getting to another area to go paint and meet some new peeps. And it's always good to kind of get uncomfortable and paint some different subjects. Okay. And so I even got this new little system because I took my drafting table that I normally have in here to my new studio. And yeah, I'm super stoked to share these lovely paintings. So they're not in order, shucks. But we have this lovely little painting here. This was um, behind my hotel, and the hotel people are super stoked to have me stay. And it's not my first rodeo staying at this hotel, but this is the first time that this tree was bloomed. I believe it's a rosebud tree. Some of you East Coasters might have these, or maybe even in Ohio, New Jersey. But I just loved how the light was hitting that, and then the rest was in shade. So we went to this Anderson's Mill, and Mr. Anderson took us into this mill, and it's 3 stories, and it has a basement. And I learned how they how they milled corn and flour and wheat. And this mill has been around since the 1700s. And what's awesome is that it still was operating up and started up just a year ago. This was a cover bridge demo I did. This was just a quick 20-minute introduction. This was like my first day there. And when you get to a new area, there's new things, but I probably spent way too much time chitting and chatting. And this is Mr. Hager's town. So Mr. Hager has his house still there. This was on a day that it kind of wanted to rain on us, but we stuck it out, and we actually did some little wonderful exercises. So we went over to this church and we did these exercises. Bum, bum, bum. And this is tonal paper, and I've done some of these tonal paper projects with some of you that are here. And what's been fun is people can really gain some confidence really quick. So remember we painted this cute little building a few weeks ago. It kind of looked like a beach scene. And so this was just showing them how to paint super loose, and then come over here and then paint a little bit tighter and controlled, knowing your values. With that said, my first night in Hagerstown, I saw this wonderful barn, and I gave it a go myself. So this is painting in the hotel room, and the lovely thing is the lighting. There was light and shadows. When I was there in the fall, it was kind of overcast, so there weren't too many lights and shadows. I also got to go to Gettysburg, and this is a Gettysburg house. So there is this great trail that you can take. You can walk it or drive through it. We drove through it, and this wonderful house. Sorry, I don't have the name for the house. I do have the map though. Let's see if I can find the name of it. So this is the Gettysburg area, and we were over in this area of town. So I want to say, dun dun dun, it's not showing me any houses, it's just showing me trails. But you'll just have to take my word for it. It was right in this area. So it was off of Reynolds Avenue or Seminary Ridge Avenue. And so I just fell in love with this old timey house here. And the light was just hitting this so lovely. This was a fun time. So there are some paintings I don't have because, well, people own them now. So with that said, this painting started out plein air, but we had to run for cover because it decided to rain on us. And so plein air, I did the sky, I did all this. We even have the guy, the landscaper dude. He was there working, and so then it wanted to rain and get uber cold. So we hopped in the Winnebago and we went down the street to one of the gentleman's house, and I finished this just as if I was doing it plein air. Here is also, we have the meal here. So this one is a different time of the day, and look at the light. The light just, it's all about the light. If you can have good lighting, you can have a really good picture. Now, these are going to be out of order, but that's okay. So we were leaving the covered bridge place, and I saw this chicken coop, and I just had to paint it. This was done in the hotel, and because I was just I'm bored, so I'm painting while I am teaching a whole week long course. But look at the light hitting here. Look at the shadows coming this way. Look at this nice dark. Look at that lovely sky. Look at this. You get to see this house in the background. It's a good time, right? Well, with that said, there's this painting here. This was over at Anderson's Mill. So you were looking this way at the mill, and then I came across the street and looked at this wonderful thing here. And just remember this house, because we're going to see this house again here in a minute. So these people weren't here. So it just looked like that. Kind of boring, right? So I had to add these people. But look at this different tree. So there's different trees here, whether if it's in the background, middle ground, or foreground. We've got a sense of lighting. Not all poles, fences are treated equally. But with that said, remember I told you to remember this house. So I went behind this building, and then I loved this scene. Check it out. We have the outhouse. How cool is that? This is the old house, and yes, before someone asks, was it leaning? So many people have asked me this. Was it leaning? Yes, it was leaning. So was the outhouse. I had one of my students. She had a hard time with what she had. Did a lot of detail in the foreground, but she wanted you to look in the background. So, as my own homework assignment in the hotel, I created this nice, simple painting of this house, and then the simple foreground, and then boom, you look right here. Okay, you don't need a lot of detail here. You don't need a lot of detail back there. You just need to, just suggest that this building is here. I mean, I could have even cropped it off like right like that. See that? All right, moving on down the line. So some of these are just in here, but this was a painting I had done prior to going to Maryland. So this is out in that area, and this one as well. And I love these old barns, the way these are stacked. And I'm showing you these because I want you to see the new ones and what the new ones are looking at. Like, so, oh, hey, here's this one. This was a plein air painting. It was right after my demo. Sorry, I don't have the demo. Well, I guess I could pull it up on my. Hold on. Check this out. You gotta love technology, right? So I will turn this iPad on, and while it's booting up, we won't wait for it to boot up, but I will get that booting up. Do do. So this is an old smokehouse, and this is just this little cute place. Oh shoot, what was the name of it? It was like, oh, I have the thing. The thing. This was it right here. So we went to this place, Renfrew. It's this museum and park, and it had this old smokehouse. And right here was a trail where people were walking by. And so, yeah, check out this. It's a dog bowl, but I couldn't pass it up. It's $5. Or maybe it's a bowl if you want to eat cereal camping. But this is great for paint water. It does have a cute little dog in there. All right, I digress. So I'm waiting for the iPad to boot up. I know it's charged. I used it all day today. All right, moving on. Just for giggles, one of my students had this reference, and he wanted to see how I would paint it. The main thing for this was the reflection and the softness of that background. Do you see that? You got to have a nice soft background. Things in the foreground are hard and sharp, even heavy. Okay, look at this. Here's the real bridge. All right, and then here's the reflection. Pretty wild, right? Very nice piece. But it's not my photo reference. All right, so I came home and I got to work, and I did this little ditty. This is a fun little piece. So I took a ridiculous amount of photos. Okay, I'm embarrassed to tell you how many photos and videos that I took, but this was actually taken from a video, and I stop it, and then I take a screenshot, and I moved some cattle around. But this was the layout of the land. All these wires are such a trip, right? But yeah, I'm just enjoying painting these barns. From that one, So, here's an old barn. So here's an old barn, like right before I left. Okay. And man, these are not in order. I feel so silly. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, yes, this one. So this, George Washington decided he wanted to create some canals in Maryland. And he didn't foresee um, he didn't foresee the trains coming, so it kind of was a big letdown. So what we have here, friends, is this is called a lock house, and there, see this little shimmy right here inside this cement structure. There's a board that dams up the water, and then this pulls it up into there. And this is a good looking painting. I'm really pleased with the way this turned out. With that one, we go to I know there's another one. All right, so this was before. This is after the trip. This is before the trip. Okay. With that said, they're not like good, bad, or ugly. Oh, you probably want to see this, right? Every painting starts out with a sketch. So this is an upcoming painting, and we got this farmer. He's right there working in the yard, and he's got his sheds. His house is back here. All this nice grassy foreground, and before corn is planted. And then we have this lovely painting that I'm very pleased with this one. These houses are just amazing. This was a photo of me almost jumping out the window to capture this lovely scene. And if you look really close, you see the old rocking chair. And that rocking chair is on that porch. Pretty cool, right? So this kind of a composition is really tricky. You got to get down your perspective, okay? And you got to get some balance going here. And balancing this giant tree, this old tree with the old house, and then you got some new barns. This is a new barn. This is an old barn. Okay. And and we got hello. And all right. Moving on down the road. We've got this lovely thing. Look at that light. The light hitting this building here. You've got the dam. So when you're at this lock house, this lock house, if you're standing here and looking that way, this is your view. So this is lock dam number 4. All right. So this one was painted before this one. Do you see? If you just keep painting, look at this tree. Isn't that tree just lovely? You just keep painting, friends, and you'll create really lovely paintings. Painted this one and then painted that one. Pretty cool, right? All right. With that said, and I know some of you saw these, right? This was Idaho. Bum bum bum. Now we got some snow. This was before my trip. Oh, here's another Idaho one. So you can take the same barn from a different angle. Same barn, different angle. All right. All right. And then today's paintings from my studio are these. This barn, I tried to photograph this barn, video this barn. We drove by this barn probably every day. Finally, I said, hey, you've got to let me, pull over the car. So my very last day before we went to Baltimore for me to jump on the plane, my host, he took me over to this spot. But look at that lovely old barn. And then look at the texture of this foreground. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, good times. Bum, bum, bum. And Chloe says, wow, these are amazing. Thank you so much. And then, so I did this one this morning from about, I don't know, from like 9:30 to like 11:30. And then ate lunch and stuff. And then I did that drawing. I did this drawing. And then I wasn't ready to paint it yet. So I went on to this one. Before I go into this though, let me hop over here. And if you're new here, please stop by my website. It's GabrielStocktonFineArt.com. Go ahead and take a screenshot of that. There's lots of information about upcoming classes. I will be back out in the Maryland and Pennsylvania area in 6 months. So if you want to meet up, and I found us a really cool hotel. It's really inexpensive. I think it's like only $75 a night. And then if you go to the website, you'll see a little pop-up. Now, I don't give your information to anybody, but if you want to get on my newsletter, fill out that little pop-up, okay? If you'd like to get a hold of me, if you want to do maybe a Zoom constellation, kind of like, I look at your work, give you some feedback, or if you want some lessons one-on-one, go ahead and email me. And did you guys see the interview that I did with IWM's David Poxon? That was a super, super good time interview. Sorry for all the weird pauses, but I am in San Diego and he is in London, England. And so it's gotta be a little different, all right? So recording and whatnot. So yeah. All right, so this is the beginning of the coal brick. So coal brick, this is the beginning of the actual canals that George Washington had created. And there was this dude fishing. But I made him look like me, kind of, sort of, not really. But yes, and there was only one car here, and I put three cars. But there was this wonderful thing, but it's like stinking brand new. They just like rebuilt this really, really nice platform, but I wanted to look more old timey. And there was this structure. I loved this structure, and then these trees. I'm really happy with this painting. And again, look at that texture in the foreground. This is just my thing. I'm just enjoying. And look at that fishy dude. He's got a really, really warm vest on for sure. And so yeah, that is my trip. Um, I have enjoyed. Oh yeah, check it out. Oh yeah, before we move on, the iPad, bum bum bum, just turned on, and let's take a look at something really cool. It's coming up. You know, it's probably in my favorites. And 1 second. It's definitely worth your time. Bum bum bum. Favorites. Why isn't this just like my phone? Dun, dun, dun. Nope. Let's go to favorites. Library. Favorites. All right. And then we go. Here's one of the paintings. I don't have it anymore. It's gone. It has a new home. This was one of my demonstrations, and I really was stoked because see, this is that same place. There was this guy. Check him out. Isn't he cool? So Pat is one of these like reenactment dudes, and I put him in this painting of this bridge. Dun, dun, dun. And without me, you guys look at all my other photos. But check this out. It's a nice little painting. I will definitely be repainting this much larger. There's Pat walking by. This day, they all wanted to learn how to do like a little river scene, and very happy with it. There is one other picture I'd like to show you that I do not own anymore because the birthday boy got it. Just a second. It's not too far back. Lots of photos here. And hey, Nico, how's it going? Nico, hey Gabriel, made it here late, but better than never. You bet, for sure. How are you? What's new? Have you been painting? Almost there. Almost there. Oh, here we go. So this guy, I did a painting of right here of when he was 18 years old. And so we had to see, there's that painting I demoed. We had to run off because of the rain, and it's all good though. And then here it is. Here's the painting. This I demoed on a Thursday night. Sorry, it's not showing up really well on camera, But this was him. This was Lee when he was 17, 18. And he's now like 87. And good times. Oh, you're gonna be awkward. Okay. So, I wanted to show you some students. Here's some of the students. With their work. There's another student with her work. So we had to run off. This was a nice little painting here. We had to run off because of the rain. Anywho, yeah, so this coal brick place was this cool channel. And you go in here and there's like this visitor center. And but yeah, I'm really liking the new series. Especially, I mean, look at that. The lighting, it's just lovely. The lighting on that. It was a great day for photos. And look at that lighting and shadow. So one thing I wanted to talk about real quick is practice. Practice. And oh, we got somebody saying something. Nico, actually, I used some of your paints in my last assignment since I had to design an art gallery. So your painting and Alvaro and Joseph were the paintings on the wall in my oh well, right on. That's super cool, Nico. Thanks for sharing. uh like totally send me a link in an email. I'd like to see a painting, or tag me on social media. I'd like to see it. I want to show you sometimes you just need to loosen up, and more people are having a hard time doing watercolor because they don't get loose enough, and it's kind of a problem, but let's address it. So I'm gonna get a random paintbrush. Okay, I'm gonna get a random here's parallel. Okay, and I'm gonna get some paint. It doesn't matter what color, probably just something. I've done this maybe a long time ago in a live actual workshop. So like if you're on social media, you'll see I recently just posted like a nice little figure study, but you really don't even need so the color right now just doesn't even matter, but I just need something wet. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this thing here, like that, and maybe a little bit wider. Okay, that looks like just a bunch of scribbly nothings, right? But check this out. What if I put some like heads here, and there could be a head there, and then maybe a head here, and then I'm gonna get now some thicker paint, All right, and let's put some legs on this guy here. Some pants. He actually has legs and pants. This guy is taller, so maybe these guys are all like kind of waiting around for a wedding. This guy's got a skinny tie on. Remember the good old skinny ties? And he's standing here too. And then we've got this guy. Let's put a jacket on him as well. And maybe he's the star of the show. So maybe he's the one getting married, or it's his party. Let's give him a red. Oh, it didn't show up very good. So the lighting is changing right now as I speak. Dun, dun, dun. And that should be brighter. All right, and then from there, let's put some people in the background. So these people's legs are gonna be shorter. Look at this guy. He's kind of like leaning in for the shot, or maybe he's dancing. I don't know. This guy here. Look at him. He's kind of leaning in, and this guy is kind of back there. Bum bum bum. Let's get this guy. He's kind of has his back to us. Do you see that? He has his back because there's a collar here. So we kind of know someone's coming and going because there's this light on the shoulder. Okay. Like I could even put like a cap on him. And this is his back. Okay. If it's a person that's like, looking forward, we're going to see their whole head, their shoulders, and then he's a nice tall glass of water looking kind of guy, but he needs to iron his jacket. And let's put a flower in his jacket. See that? See how you guys can just create something nice and loose. Hey, Esley from Texas. Is this the Esley I know? Bum bum bum. Why am I drawing a blank on names of people right now? Oh well. It's because I'm. Let's get this guy tip top shape. He's more forward. So his legs are gonna come longer. He's going to be taller up here up front. So now let's put some shadows under these people. We know these guys are in the background, so these shadows are going to come back here. This shadow is going to be here. Okay. This shadow is going to be coming this way. This one's here. This guy's shadow is this way. Now I gotta have all the shadows going the right direction. Okay. So my sun light is over here. Bum bum bum, shining this way. Okay. Dun dun dun, like that. Or you know what we could do? I used to watch this show when I was a kid. Maybe this is a light like this. And this guy is holding it. He's our light guy. But there should be a white little thing there. Is this fun? Like, let me know in the chat if you're enjoying this. Like, I mean, if not, I'll have some better content, I guess, next week. Let's give these guys some white for their shirts. Not the skinny tie guy. Maybe that guy. And let's put some faces on them. So these faces, I know. So you're laughing, Esley. Esley, I know like 7 Esleys, but I cannot, for the life of me, think of Esley's last name. So it is funny. There's a face here, and there's a face here. There's a face here. There's a face here. You get where I'm going with this? I gotta fix this jacket though, it's bugging me. He had an explosion of champagne all over him. Now, I'm sorry, but these guys are Padre fans. Cindy, I'm happy to see this because I'm using not one to put people in paintings. You know, Ashley, or sorry, Cindy, it's good to put some people or a heartbeat in a painting, because architectural people do this thing because it gives you kind of a reference. Okay. And so I was saying these guys are Padre fans. So let's put a hat on him, and a hat on him, and a hat on this guy, and a hat here. This is going to tell some of the story too. This guy's on an angle, kind of being silly. There we go. This guy, he's got his hat. He's got, maybe he refuses to wear one of their hats. So he's got this hat. Okay. And let's say there's a car. All right. They all just got out of this car. So I'm gonna put this car in the background. Bum, bum, bum. Like so. Cars are not brown. Well, I guess there are some cars that are brown, but cars have hoods, and they have the front part of the car like this, and then they have a bumper, hopefully. Then there's wheels. I don't even know how old this brush is. So all these guys just got out of this car, and let's give this car some headlights, or a headlight. See, for you people that are anti-white for watercolor, good luck on making that windshield. Let's put a little bit of light on this windshield. And how about some color? Holy cow. Some trees. That chrome is too deep, too bright. I don't really want a garish kind of a tree. Now that's really helping our friend that's in the red tie, isn't it? That car needs a rear view mirror on it though. Bum, bum, bum. And here's a rear view mirror. this edge and then reestablish this nice dark underneath our car. A little bit of lights under there. Dun, dun, dun. That's what it was. That guy's getting out of the car. There's a steering wheel. Should we put a guy sitting in the car? Boom, boom, boom. There's a guy in the car. There we go. Guy in the car. That headlight's a little much. Nice. Well, that was fun. This helps people. People are hard for me. You know, you can easily do there's a friend of mine. I put birds in. All right, right on. And Esley says, we have met in person, not laughing, just letting you know it. This is good. Oh, right on. Nice. So check it out. So you could make carrot people. That's a carrot person that is naked. Let's put some clothes on our carrot person that's naked. And I'm gonna just quiet down the face. Okay. And now I'm gonna give that person like a blue shirt. Okay. And then some, you might have seen paintings like this, like old French paintings. Those like quick ones. All right. This person is walking like towards us with maybe oh, that went wrong. Maybe I can fix it. Oh my goodness, this went really bad. This is awesome. I've done this before. Oh boy, what did I do? This is a really bad umbrella. It's probably the worst umbrella in the history of painting watercolors. So we're gonna just add some water. And this is how forgiving watercolor is. Hey, we're live, and this is how it goes. So there's my umbrella covering up the shame of my person. She's just so shamed. Just kidding. Let's bring that cute little head back. Okay. She's got her little umbrella. And she's walking. And it's raining. And so guess what? We're going to get this lovely rain shadow happening. Okay. So you can do carrot people, or what I like is like the alphabet people. So there's like a little head. That's an O. And then we put this other C's. These are little C's. Okay. And then we're going to give this a nice little W. And this person is walking on by. Okay. Maybe he's got his little faithful companion. I just picked a random brush. This is what happens when you just pick a random brush. Oh, this is looking more like a bear. No, there it is. Here's the tail. Ready? Boop. He needs a wagging tail. And he's purple. I don't know why I'm making a purple dog. And here we go. And there's our other leg. And here's our leash. Make him a hipster dog with a red collar. And then you got to be careful though. That head can get too big. That head is probably almost too big. So he's a fat dog. He's well fed. We like fat dogs. They're cute. Be careful that you're not petting this person in one of these little astronaut things like this. It can be problematic. So smaller the better. Like you could even do a pinhead and a big body and just shapes coming on down, and it looks like this person's running. Okay, this person's like running, or guess what? This person is maybe on a bicycle, riding a bicycle. Bum, 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 like this. And let's give him a little bit bigger head now. And they're on this bicycle. One leg's longer. Okay. So, person on a bicycle. They got a hoodie on, I guess. And I'm just building up like these wonderful little shapes. And definitely enjoying this. Thank you so much, Nico. And oh, thank goodness you aren't perfect. For sure. But we can get in here and let's build this person one more time. And almost got like a little geisha girl. Bum, bum, bum. This is going like that. And yeah, let's get that going back. I don't know, geisha girl, but it's a person with an umbrella. All right, the person with the astronaut thing needs some love. If I'm gonna do that, I gotta go ahead and put like maybe a nose. But the dog doesn't have a bowl on his head. He can't be breathing that bad air. So let's put a bowl around his head. My point is small heads. They read really well. Like if I go down here, oh, did he poop? What happened? Did I get my hand? Oh, my knuckle. I dragged my knuckle. I never knew about knuckle dragging until I met my friend Ian Stewart. So sometimes it helps to maybe make a shape that's like maybe like a kidney bean shape. So now this person, maybe they're like picking something up. Okay. They're not just This person's going to try to pick up this heavy thing. See that? Good luck there, buddy. That looks really, really heavy. And he's got a nice thigh gap. But could he do it with his friend that's going to use 2 hands? Probably. No, that person looks like they're sitting down and they're not helping at all. Maybe this guy is picking up their bag before they, I don't know, get on the bus. Maybe they're waiting for the bus. And, the main thing here is you've got to just have fun. Not every time am I creating like a painting, you know, like start to finish. Like sometimes I need to take breaks so that I can have fun. All right. So, next time you do something like this is going to happen. Okay. Next time you do something like this, work on perspective. All right. Something like this is going to happen. Okay. And so just know that if you take time to paint these wonderful little exercises, and again, I do like these little figures like this. What's happening there is there's some light hitting the hat, so there's some shadow. Then we see the white of the shirt, and then there's going to be some blue jeans, right? Because these folks on these farms are like, blue collar. Anyhow, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for adjusting your wonderful, wonderful schedules. I will come back on screen real quick. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat while I'm switching cameras. Any questions? And I'm okay if you've decided to ask off topic, because I wasn't here last week, was I? And I've got to turn on the virtual background, which is one of my old favorite paintings that finally recently sold, and I should be back, and I'm not. Oh, I need to put on the other camera. So yeah, fill up that chat, smash that like button if you found this helpful. There we are, and on. Cool. And Esley, you're welcome. Thank you. And what color combination do you find works the worst? Wait, what? What color combinations do you find work for people or for barns? Give me a little more, narrow it down for me, Nico. Again, if you're just now watching the replay, or if you're just now getting on over here, please go over to my please go over to my website. The website is where you can see all of my upcoming workshops and whatnot. All right. Dun, dun, dun. And there's another comment. And Cindy says, thanks, Gabriel. This is helpful and I enjoy these chats. Well, thank you so much. Next week, we are going to look at some other super cool stuff. I like to give these in little bits and pieces, and we're going to have some really cool lives. And thank you for readjusting for this being at 5 p.m. It is now 6:06 my time, and Nico says, yeah, for people. Like, are there mixes that don't work well, or it how you use colors? So I like to use something that looks like a flesh tone or an orange for like Caucasian people. And then I add a little green to it, or maybe a little burnt sienna. Now, you can get creative for people with other ethnic different cultures, and you can get creative. Like, I did a portrait of someone, and I put black people in my painting, and it's not just brown. Get creative. Drop in some cobalt blue. Drop in maybe some lavender. Just don't, when you're putting, but you're really not, when we're adding these loose figures into a painting, and you've been afraid of putting people in there, you're just kind of generalizing, putting people like the one I showed of the guy fishing today. um it kind of looks like me, it kind of looks like the guy that was actually there, and it kind of looks like my friend that was with us. It's like maybe someone might see someone or have a memory of someone. And so when it comes to mixes, what doesn't work is just straight out of the tube. That never really works. If but there, with that said, watercolor has lots and lots of different camps. Okay, so this loose style, you want to add other colors than just painting straight out of the tube. Okay, so I have found it more graceful, more forgiving to add other colors. Like, I was joking around by starting with the naked person that looks kind of, like a carrot, and it was orange, right? And so then I started adding like the other colors. And so, yeah. And if you have any other questions, or you have things that you would like me to talk about in future Watercolor Wednesdays, right here. info@gabrielstockton.com, and maybe I can add it to the agenda for this next quarter. Okay, so we're entering second quarter, and we're going to play around with other cool things. Well, I appreciate you. I adore all of you for showing up and making this Watercolor Wednesday thing still going strong since 2020. So have a wonderful day. And if you didn't see the interview with David Poxon or the other podcasts, go over there and give them a listen to. They're great for if you're out walking or whatnot. Just be careful when driving. But thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. Maybe I'll see you soon. All right. Take care. Bye. Do, do, do.